Dan Machnik.
Welcome.
How is everybody?
Good.
Happy New Year.
How are you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. First guest of the new year?
I think last year you were the first guest as
listen,
well.
I think so, too.
I just want to make sure your year gets kicked off the right way.
Yes.
Okay, here
Yes,
we go.
let's do it right.
Here we go.
That's awesome. So, like,
It's good to see you guys.
We've got a
it's
tradition
amazing
going
how
now.
it's amazing as we get older how quickly these years come and go.
Yeah, we just talked about that, didn't we?
Oh, God,
We
yes.
just talked about that. Kids
Well-
driving, kids
Yes.
and driver's ed.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Well, and you said
Sneaks
something I
up on
didn't
you.
think about. As we're getting older, we should actually probably be increasing our contributions to our retirement.
You and I are able to do that now,
Okay.
right? So age 50, you get to put a little bit more in your 401k or a little bit more in your simple plan.
So what's my
I
max?
feel like just a kid next to you too.
I know.
You are
I
a
am.
baby
That's-
next to
Yeah,
us.
you could go as much as 32,400
Yeah?
this year.
Oh,
yeah,
Really?
that's pretty
okay.
good. Well, yeah, just on your own. Yeah.
All right.
Amazing.
So,
32
So
more.
let's walk back. Let's talk a little bit about 2025. How was that? How was the year as a whole?
it felt choppy, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, typically the third year of a bull market run is the most moderate of the bull market run, which can last anywhere from 5 to 7 years. So year 3, you would usually see a lot more volatility. You might not see the robust levels of returns that you saw in maybe the first 2 years. And hey, look, in 2023 and 2024, we have double-digit returns in the equity markets. Same thing happened last year.
crazy.
So, I mean, the S&P was up over 15% last year.
Okay.
We had a little bit of a snag at the beginning of the second quarter. You guys might remember that. It was kind of nasty for a few weeks, but holy cow. I mean, ever since then, it was just price recovery. And in spite of some of the perceived economic headwinds, I just don't think those materialized the way people thought. And here we are.
Well, we
Here
saw
we
that
are.
in our fields too. I mean, in advertising
Sure.
and in real estate,
Yeah.
like there's so much negativity out there, and then people panic. So
Right.
when
Yeah,
people
that
call
panic
you,
is real sometimes.
when you
It
get that
is.
panic
Yeah.
call, what do you say?
So don't knee-jerk into headlines. Don't react to headlines
Okay.
that much, right? Because typically the natural response to any sort of headline is negative.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't really matter
Right.
what the headline
Yeah.
is.
That's their goal.
It's people tend to perceive those as negative. So don't knee-jerk into those things. Make sure your approach is disciplined.
Okay.
And make sure you have someone that you can fall back
Absolutely.
on or call to help mitigate some of those emotions, because it's a real thing. Like if you miss the best days in the markets
Right.
to be in the markets, it's a serious headwind to your overall performance.
And life comes at you quick. I mean, it feels like just yesterday you and I were sitting down when
Sounded
Ella-
very Ferris.
I was going to say it does go fast, Ferris. It does.
Yes, it does.
And if you're not careful,
That's right. That's good. I was just in Chicago. I should know that. But I was just thinking about the 529. We're sitting down putting that together,
Right.
and then you blink, and here you are 14 years later. It's like
Yeah.
you really do. It's something you do need to think about. You
Yeah.
need to not hesitate on any financial decisions, and you really need to find someone like yourself.
Yeah, I remember those conversations that we had. It's like, okay, well, when does hey, Andy, do you have her social security number yet? Because we got it. We got to
Right.
get this thing going.
Yeah.
So, and that's what you do. I mean, time is your number one ally.
so it's
Right.
never too soon, but it's never too late
Right.
either.
It's
So
never too late, but there's a cost to wait.
Sure.
Right.
So some of our viewers are going into 2026 like, oh man, I'm not prepared.
This is my year.
This is my year to
Right.
get organized and disciplined. What should they do?
Well, and true, don't think you've missed the best times in the market, right? Yesterday was the best day in the market until today.
Yeah.
Right. So
Okay.
markets
Good to
go
know.
up, they appreciate 75% of the time. So, make sure your approach is disciplined. Make sure you have a plan in place, and make sure that what you're putting aside fits within your budget, because there are priorities that you need to think about.
Okay.
When you're thinking about prioritizing saving for retirement, emergency funds, cash flow budgeting, there's a hierarchy there that you got to make sure you get right.
Andy mentioned the 529, and something that I think you taught me maybe last year or the year before is that your 529 can be used towards private schools as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
So
Great.
relatively
Yeah,
new
great.
like,
rule. Yeah.
elementary, high school.
Yeah, within the past few years, they changed that. You used to have 2 separate accounts. When we set up Livs, she had 2 separate ones, one K-12,
Yeah.
and then one that was earmarked for college. Now they've combined everything. Now you can use 529 accounts for K-12, private school tuition. That's really where the sweet spot is, and that's been kind of helpful.
Yeah.
Dan, let's talk a little bit about your growth as a company. It's been fun to watch. Of course, I met you right when you moved back from the Chicago area,
Oh, wow.
Yep.
and it was just you and Patty in that wonderful office.
Oh man, it's about the size of this table.
On Spring Arbor Road. But you've continued to invest and you've continued to grow, and it's amazing, your team, really.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, we've assembled a fantastic support team here in Jackson. There's 2 of us now that are fully licensed, Nick Castor and myself. Jess Ann, Katie, and Emily are just absolutely phenomenal on the operations and client relations side. So we're able, recently what I've been more focused on is more strategic growth initiatives, like acquiring practices from retiring advisors and things like that. We had a really successful merger with a company down in Adrian last year.
Nice.
So that was a huge, actually it wasn't last year, Jesus, almost 2 years now. But last year I acquired a book of business down in that Ohio State. So
nice.
there's all kinds of things happening, but with a really good support team like that, we're able to assimilate that growth really well and continue to provide really good service planning for our clients.
That's awesome.
Well, we wish you continued success, and thanks for all you do for not only us, but for Jackson. You guys are huge supporters of this community, and really, it takes small businesses to help make the community great.
It does. I feel like we're responsible for a lot of things, and likewise to our partners at JTB. You guys are awesome. But it does. It takes us, as small business owners, to employ people, make provision for a lot of families in town, and give back to the extent that we can. So, and we're really happy to do that.
Yeah. Awesome. Dan, thanks for kicking off our year.
Great to
Happy
see you guys.
2026.
Yeah, cheers.
Happy 2026.
Cheers to a prosperous 2026.
Thank you.
Dan Machnik from Willis and Machnik Financial Services. More of the show. We have guests from the Pickle Barrel coming up next.